Next came the twin cam engine. The original owner had taken it all apart 40 years ago to do a rebuild and never finished. So I went through all the parts, uh, took note of their condition and what needed to be cleaned up. Started the process of doing all the engine clearance checks, board checks. Took the head apart. It had been rebuilt 40 years ago and double checked all the state of that. Started doing cleanup on all the engine parts. Did a ball hone on the cylinders, measured them all, and they're all square. So it's still an original bore engine. The crankshaft was in nice shape. It had been polished. Um, Cleaned up the cylinder, the engine block for its rebuild, and proceeded to start putting it back together. Um, Rebuilt the water pump. Had to press all that in, which is unique on a twin cam engine. Started rebuilding the engine in my basement. New rings, new bearings, new gaskets, and then just started reassembling it over the winter. Took my time and give it fresh coat of paint. Put the head on it. Did all the clearance checks for the valves, shims that were needed for valve clearances, and rebuilt both Zenith Stromberg carburetors, and took it out to my garage, and now it was awaiting to be installed in the car. Next, I attached the 5-speed transaxle with a new clutch, painted some of the exhaust parts, and started attaching stuff to the engine before I actually installed it in the car. I put the gas tanks in and stuff that I thought I could get in before I put the engine in, and then proceeded to hoist the engine in the car, and that went fairly smooth, and started attaching everything to it to hopefully become a running car after 40 years.